From Los Angeles, I'm Shawn Terrell with American Self-Made. Today's podcast is brought to you by EpicSpreads.com. Live healthy, snack different. Home of the world's best tasting nut butter. Welcome, entrepreneur family. This is Shawn Terrell with American Self-Made. This podcast is for everybody that was told that it was impossible to make it, for everybody that said you couldn't do it, that your dreams weren't worthy, that you didn't have merit, that you didn't have the skills, that you didn't have the education, whatever the case may be. This is for you. This is for all my fellow entrepreneurs. This is for everybody that's grinding, hustling, trying to make it, strive to that next level and put themselves in a better position for their dreams, for their family, and for their life, because we have to unlock the full potential, and we want to help you become the best version of yourself, build your best business, and I want those two things to help you build your and live your best life. That's what this is all about. And this is for the dreamers, for the doers, for the people that said, you know what, you're not gonna make it. You know what, you can't do it. You're too short, you're too small, you're too young, you're too old, whatever the case may be. This is for you. Sleeping giants. It's time to be legendary. It's time to be iconic. Reach for the stars and moon and put yourself in a position of power. It's time. Let's jump right into this and get after it. I'm shouting out all the entrepreneurs that are out there and individuals that want to reach their full potential. That's human potential. It can be very difficult and challenging. My opinion here and my angle with all these podcasts are, financial freedom. And I think that is achieved through business, opportunities, exploiting the talent, getting really ridiculously good at one thing and allowing that to generate for you. So there's multiple disciplines that you can enter into. There's a lot of different, talents that you can, polish up and hone. There's skill sets that you can develop, but the key is to focus on one thing that really separates you from the rest of society or allows you to excel and generate income. We're speaking of income in the context of, entrepreneurs and business owners, operators, founders, startups, whatever the case may be, people that have been in business for years or inherited a business from family. So it all applies to you. I found an interesting excerpt out of a book that was near and dear to my heart. I read this book many, many times over till it fell apart, and I purchased it and gave it away as a gift to many different people. And it's Napoleon Hill's classic book, Think and Grow Rich. I think this is a very important book. One of the most important pieces of advice that I saw was, you are the master of your own earthly destiny. Just as surely as you have the power to control your own thoughts, you may influence, direct, and eventually control your own environment, making your life what you want it to be. That is very powerful. And another thing, another piece here was, when defeat comes, accept it as a signal that your plans are not sound. Rebuild those plans and set sail once more toward your coveted goal. Also, every adversity brings with it the seed of an equivalent advantage. There were times when I was figuring things out as a budding entrepreneur or a guy that just wanted to start a business. Back in those times, I just wanted any business. It didn't matter what it was. I didn't realize, fast forward to the future that, the wrong business can be like a prison. It can be something that imprisons you, something that you're not happy. That's why, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life, and you got to do what you love and love what you do, because that's what's going to give you the passion. There was a time where I was not connecting those dots, and I did find myself in the workforce very unhappy. There's one incident where, I was trying to establish myself as an entrepreneur, going to, the SBA, different symposiums, trying, hitting the library, the internet, trying to extrapolate as much information, going to networking events and whatnot, trying to, connect the dots and put the pieces together. And I found myself, using kind of like a safety net where I would kind of tinker with ideas. If they failed, I just jump right back into the workforce. So I had one foot in entrepreneurship and one foot out. And just to give this to some context, I failed my way to success, and there was a lot of things that, I would flip them or they would flop. They didn't work. So I learned really quick a lot of ways that, a lot of things that didn't work, if you will. And that was very important to me, because I really wanted to put myself in a position to, channel that entrepreneurial spirit into something that was going to create a living for me. And then also, sometimes you'll find people getting into a situation where, they're working a job and then they're tinkering, they got their hobby on the side. And then, another hustle is like when your hobby or what it is that you want to do on the side, like a side hustle or a business, starts making more than your regular job, then you'll quit the regular 9 to 5 and then you'll go full force. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I've seen many cases. The obstacle is, while you're doing this, you're running into a lot of situations where fear's taking over. You got friends and family telling you that you can't make it, that, it's just another crazy idea. And, you just get riddled with fear, and you get into a paralysis by analysis, and you really put yourself in a position where, you're kind of like scared straight back to the 9 to 5, which is, a death sentence, for someone that wants to be creative, or somebody that wants to take control over their life and really emancipate themselves and free themselves from that 9 to 5 slavery, if you will. So, you start getting hit with all these obstacles, fears start creeping in. You're making just enough money to make the ends meet, but not enough to get ahead and further yourself or your family. So, you're really at a precipice and in a place that, it can be bewildering, and, you can start developing, these different phobias for starting things or trying, especially if that. You got to realize that a large percentage of the population, they stop at the first obstacle, where entrepreneurship is really built on that wherewithal and that grit to just keep going and pushing through no matter what the obstacle is. So as leaders like myself and other high performance individuals, we thrive in that type of environment because it challenges us to be our best, and we put ourselves in a position to really, channel all our inner strength to move through those obstacles that, every entrepreneur faces. So don't feel alienated and don't feel like you're a minority. Feel that, you're part of this community, and we need, find mentors and people that can support you and help you as you're transitioning into entrepreneurship. And another key is that you don't get these ideas, these self-limiting ideas locked into your brain, And, they want to creep in when a failure happens, or you get that overdue bill in the mail, or, you get bad news, and you're in this situation to like survive, like you're in survival mode. So you can't be creative. You don't feel ambitious. You don't feel entrepreneurial. Everybody's coming down on you, and then you listen to these podcasts or YouTube videos, but they don't really say how to do it. You're feeling motivated, but then you got this bill sitting right there that needs to be paid, or, the car or the rent or whatever the situation is. So the objective is to, when you become a professional, even if you make $1, if someone's paying you for your idea, your product, or your service, you're in business. Now, at that point, you just have to scale it and take it to the next level. So, you'll be in a position where you'll start getting hit with these things. You're buried, and you're behind the 8 ball, and you're in this position that seems like you can't get out of it. What I found was, as soon as that starts happening, you'll see all these things mount up. As soon as that starts taking place, what you want to do is you want to push through and get over to the other side. So just buckle up, strap in, and push through and make it to that other side. That other side is going to be, on the other side of fear is where all your dreams are at. So once you get to the other side, you've accomplished and you rode out that storm. And that's going to give you confidence for the next thing. Is it going to be the last storm? Absolutely not. There's plenty of storm that's in store and on the way, because most of the time people are just entering into the storm, they're in the middle of the storm, or they're just coming out. So, get a raincoat and, find a way, if you're in that type of situation, to be able to survive. So you need those mental tools, and we'll talk about those in later podcasts or whatnot. But once I overcame some of these obstacles and I would get on the other side, I used the right mindset, having a PMA, a personal a positive mental attitude, having a personal system, if there's faith involved or what have you, having that in place to keep you level. Nowadays, yoga is important, diet's important. You want to, ingest and eat food that sustains cognitive strength, where you can think clearly. If you're filling your body with junk food, it's going to make you sluggish. You're not going to perform well. And if you're not taking care of your body, going to the gym and actively taking care of yourself, because you're going to need a lot of energy to combat the stress. So you're going to need to offset those chemicals that are working against you with some of these positive chemicals that you can put into your body through exercise, meditation, and, having a good mental tool set, in your mind for mental strength and fortitude, right? So, when I started employing these things and really fostering these things, it put me in a position to overcome obstacles. So I started getting really good at overcoming challenges. And when you do that, that gives you a sense of, accomplishment and forward movement, which, could be small victories, but you're moving forward. And then you take that and you leverage that into anything that starts challenging you as you're scaling your business, as you're moving towards your business, as you're looking to open your business, as you're in your business, whatever it is, any obstacle that hits you, you're going to be a tough contender and, a tough competitor against that challenge. So, the key is to have that positive mental mindset, to put yourself in a position of strength mentally, physically, and spiritually, so you can push past these obstacles. Now, just wrapping this up, there's a lot of books that are out there. There are podcasts, there are mentors if you find them. I want to leave this, this little small talk here with some more amazing advice from Napoleon Hill. Here's some more gold. More gold has been mined from the brains of men than has ever been taken from the earth. Can you imagine that? Here's another one. Whip the fear of poverty by reaching a decision to get along with whatever wealth you can accumulate without worry. put your foot upon the neck of fear of criticism by reaching a decision not to worry about what other people think, do, or say. Here's the last one. We refuse to believe that which we refuse to believe that which we don't understand. We foolishly believe that our own limitations are the proper measure of limitations. It's all mental, guys. This is Shawn Terrell signing out, wishing you a wonderful day, $1 million week, and, put yourself in a position of power. And we'll be back with some more amazing tips and tools and paradigms that will, shift you into a position of power. Ending with this, with one of my famous quotes: there's a lot of people out there with a lot of money that are broke, and there's a lot of people with a little bit of money that are rich. So millionaire is a mindset. You want to have that billion dollar and multi-million dollar mindset on a day-to-day basis, and just go out there and crush it every single day. Win the day. Shawn Terrell here, over and out.